Hey everyone, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a good evening. It's almost quarter till 10 here at night, and I just thought I would sit down and film my lovely video of my August melts of the month. If you watch my channel, I've been doing a series where I talk about my favorite melts of the month from the previous month, and sometimes I get it done right at the end of the month, beginning of the next month, and sometimes I'm later. But I've been doing a lot of videos the last couple of weeks and trying to get myself caught up. So this one here, it's not going to be too long, but I do go into detail, so we shall see. But I hope it's not going to be too long of a video. Hope everyone has had a good Monday and on a Tuesday. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a variety of vendors in August, and if you've been watching my empties videos, I've been melting a lot of vendors. I have quite a few vendors I've been buying from the last few years. Some of them I don't. Some vendors that I have bought from in the past, I have finished all of their product and I haven't repurchased, just because I can't buy from everybody all the time. But I have been trying to use some vendors that I haven't really been grabbing for. Like Candles from the Keeping Room and Rose Girls. I melted a lot of my Rose Girls stuff earlier this year, and then I've kind of put it away for a period of time, and I'm working on some Teddy Bees and Swanky and ones that I just have been holding on to, but I'm trying to not hold on to. Don't hoard them, enjoy them. So I have a handful of vendors in here. Some of them you guys will know. So the first one here, let's kick it right out of the gate with one of my tried and true favorite vendors, which is L3. One of my outstanding blends of the month is this one right here. This is apple cinnamon, cinnamon sugar, coffee bean, and zucchini bread. I knew this was going to be a fantastic blend, and I hadn't even smelled it. I bought two Bitty Betty loaves. These are Bitty Betty loaves here. This is one that is so good. Even Trish, who from L3, does not really care for coffee all that much, but she likes this one. So that says a lot. This is superb. This is one of the best coffee bakery blends I've had from any vendor. And it has a little bit of the bakery from the zucchini bread. It's got the coffee bean, but it has apple in it. It has cinnamon apple at that. Apple, cinnamon, cinnamon apple. You wouldn't think that apple and coffee necessarily go together, but in this case they do, because it's a kick of bakery. You have a little bit of extra cinnamon sugar in there to sweeten it up. This is so good. This is a perfect blend for right now as we're getting ready to head into fall this weekend, or this is one that could be melted all year. It doesn't really have a season attached. But apples are harvest time, and this one is just perfect for those cozy days. I know there's a few. I was looking at the weather. Marty and I are going golfing on Sunday. I was looking at the weather. We're going to have a little bit of a cold front come in, and a couple of nights are going to be in the 30s. And yikes, no. So they're coming. The days are coming. The nights are getting cooler. The mornings are cooler. This is a great fall blend. If you only really melt apple stuff in the fall time and you like these notes, I would suggest giving this a try. Request it next time. There's a ready to ship. Trish and Jen and their spouses are in Europe on vacation right now, so L3 is not going to be. They're not in the shop until October 2nd. They do have a pre-order right now that ends on Thursday, and then the site will open back up on Friday with the previous pre-orders extras. So the next ready to ship will be in October sometime. So this is a standout blend for me. I want more of this. I want it in a scoop. This is a really good one. Next one, I'm going to just talk about L3. I have two more L3 ones here. This next one is Summer Cookie Therapy, Strawberry Jam, and Strawberry Kolaches. If you've watched me regularly, you know I have melted through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of L3 blends. Strawberry Kolaches is one of my favorite blends that Jen has come up with. Kolaches, I think it was her grandmother who made kolaches, or she made kolaches with. I think it was her grandmother. But if you do not know what kolaches are, kolaches is it's a type of pastry. It is, there's actually a really famous kolaches business here in Utah. They've been on the Food Network, Harushka's Kolaches. You can fill them with savory things such as cheese or sauerkraut or eggs and bacon and such, or you can go the sweet route and have them filled with custard and pie fillings, chocolates and fruits and such. The fact that she put strawberry jam with her kolaches, strawberry kolaches, even without the summer cookie therapy, I can't even smell that portion of it, because the kolaches oil is such a heavy bakery. It just takes over this blend, but I'm here for it. I love it. If bakery has your heart, like it has mine, you would like this blend. If you like heavy bakery, I would compare this, if you've ever had Sweet 16 from L3. Sweet 16 is just described as a heavy bakery cake that any 16-year-old girl would love. You know, I know that's just a little play off of Sweet 16, but it's a heavy, heavy bakery. This strawberry kolaches is custom worthy for me, meaning she can pour it any time, but I want that large size. Strawberry kolaches, and the kolaches oil is, it's been offered in many different with many different other oils. Another one of my favorite blends is banana bread kolaches, and I've seen green apple kolaches, and I've seen zucchini bread, maybe not zucchini bread kolaches. It's usually just a fruit. What's the other one I've seen? Can't remember right now. But this is great. This is great. And you know, the summer cookie therapy, I don't really remember what it all is in that, but strawberry kolaches, give it a try. It's really good. And my last L3 one is another coffee. You know, Jen and Trish and their team are really, really, really talented at blending coffee. I am a coffee lover in my real life and in wax. I have been, I always will be. Coffee is, I mean, I was a barista when I was in high school, so I kind of have a little bit of history with coffee. And there's just something with the smell of coffee that is just, it's so satisfying, it's so fulfilling, and it's, you know, brings back a lot of memories for people. This one here is tiramisu, amaretto, coffee bean, and waffle cone. This is from L3. These are the little scent, actually I should say, these are the little scent shots that I think are $2. Right now on the pre-order, she's been offering scent shot samplers. Say that fast 10 times. She's been offering scent shot samplers in different varieties. I think there's a mess of them on there right now, but I like these because you can cut them in 3 or 4 depending on the scent, the oils in there, if they're stronger or something. I cut it into 4, but you know, 3 is it's a nice hunk to put into your warmers, especially if you have an open concept or something. This one here, tiramisu, is of course that Italian dessert made with amaretto, coffee, mascarpone cheese, dusted with cocoa powder. It's delicious if you've never had tiramisu. What I like about this is they chose to put an extra bump of amaretto in here. Amaretto is almond liqueur. Amaretto is so good, so good. It goes so well with coffee. I mean, amaretto coffee creamer is one of my favorite coffee creamers, except I cannot find it in Utah. Yeah, Utah is kind of strange for a coffee and tea, but amaretto, the creamer, I got the creamer probably 4 or 5 years ago. It came out for Christmas time and then it went away and I haven't had it again. And I love amaretto coffee creamer. It's so good. Coffee Mate and International Delight make it, and if you can find it, I'm so jealous of you because it is so good. So this blend here, I like it. I like that the addition of the amaretto has been added in there because it just gives a little bit more richness and a little bit more authenticity, in my opinion, of the tiramisu. You know, the lady fingers that are in tiramisu are soaked in Italian liqueur. So then you have your mascarpone cheese and whatever else that is mixed with, and then you have your dusting of cocoa powder on top. You know, that's your tiramisu. The waffle cone is just there for extra warmth, that vanilla bakery sweetness. I love waffle cone. Waffle cone is just, I could smell waffle cones all day long. They're just so good to me and so comforting. This is a standout blend from this month. Okay, next vendor. This is Second and Spruce. L3 is in Junction City, Oregon, owned by Jennifer Westing, and Trish Pergament has the Bath and Body part of their business, which is called Belux Scents. So this is Second and Spruce. Second and Spruce is owned by Erica Kane from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, close to my hometown. This is Gadzooks. This is one of the best zucchini blends I've ever had. And I'm a zucchini bread girl. If you're watching me and you like bakery, you probably are too. You know, I know you're either anti zucchini bread or zucchini bread lover. This is fantastic. This is going to be coming back. There have been many of us asking Erica, can this please come back? Because this is so good. This is zucchini bread, sugar cookie bomb, and sweet milk. So the sweet milk, I know I've seen in several groups, sweet milk is a little intimidating to some noses because it can kind of be a little sour. I know I am like that with cheesecakes and some cream cheeses, but cream cheese isn't, I know it's weird because there's cream cheese in cheesecake, but for whatever reason, when the cheesecake oil is manufactured, it doesn't smell good to me. I know L3 has a cream cheese oil and it's not so bad. I don't know what the problem is with cheesecake with me. But sugar milk, sometimes that can pull a little sour to some noses. In this case here, her zucchini bread and that sugar cookie bomb, which I don't know how many oils is in that. It's so luscious and creamy. I mean, this is fantastic with a capital F and a capital Antastic. It's just all capital fantastic. It's so good. It's long lasting. Erica's wax is very luxurious. It's soft. It cuts like butter. It's soft like teddy bees and glitterati. It has that texture. But she pours them in these beautiful snap bars. She has mini loaves and souffles and bakery bag with shapes and such in it. This is such a good blend. Such a good blend. And it's coming back. Erica's working on the pre-order that she offered back. And I think it was it the beginning of September that she had it, or August? I don't remember. It was several weeks ago, I think. She's working on that right now, and then she has plans to do a Christmas sampler sometime later on this year. But Gadzooks is coming back. So if you haven't had a chance, I know there's several of you who have not had a chance to, excuse me. One of the medicines I take can sometimes give me a little bit of hiccups, so pardon me. I know a lot of you haven't had a chance to purchase Second and Spruce, but she's going to be having some more opportunities coming up in the near future. So just stick around for that one. Gadzooks. Next vendor, this is one that Miss Carol Wostencroft from the Scranton area in Pennsylvania. This is Candles from the Keeping Room. This is homemade blueberry biscuits. Miss Carol is retiring after her next opening in October. I don't know if she's announced the actual day in October, if it's beginning or mid, I'm not sure. It's going to be her last opening. So I was given some candles from the Keeping Room last year by a very good friend of mine. And Carol initially wanted to retire last year. So I said, I really don't want to fall in love with a product and then I'm not going to be able to get it anymore. So I just didn't buy from Candles from the Keeping Room until this year. And I absolutely love it. And it's funny because I've heard of Candles from the Keeping Room and her openings, you've got to be there on time. You got to be there when they open. You got to put your stuff in your cart. She has a cart hold, so it makes it a little bit challenging on some of the blends. I always missed out on them. I'd be looking around and then it's not, you got to get in and get your stuff and be very focused. So the couple of times I've purchased from Candles from the Keeping Room, I have just been blown away at the quality, the detail-oriented, the double bagging with the craft ribbon. I know some of you out there keep your ribbons. I know Jay is one that keeps his ribbons. Mine go in the garbage because Poppy has enough hair ties and ribbons and wrappers around this house that's shoved under things. You know, when we move, it's just going to be a surprise for us. But I really, really, really like her biscuit blends. I have 7, 8, 9 different biscuit blends that Carol's offered. This blueberry one is phenomenal. My husband likes blueberry. I say that, you know, I try to preface it with that. I do buy blends that Marty likes, and blueberry is one of them. And luckily, I like blueberry too. So it's a win-win. Every time I have something blueberry in, he usually comments on it. This one here is so good. It's strong. I find that Candles from the Keeping Room wax, it's harder, so it needs a little bit more heat. I find that Carol's wax performs the best for me in my tea light warmers. But if you don't have tea light warmers because of, you know, a hazard because of little kids or curious pets, thankfully Poppy leaves mine alone. I found that the 24 watt hot plate warmers will work with some of Carol's blends. Not all of them. They certainly don't work for me in my Essentia Accord. Even though that guy gets hot, it's just not hot enough. I hope that makes sense. In my experience with the wax I've melted through with Candles from the Keeping Room, that's the experience I've gotten. So I thought I would pass that along to you. This is scrumptious. It's yummy. So if you're going to participate one more time with Carol and you like bakery and biscuits and fruit, just throw any biscuit blend you can in your cart. Hope for the best, that you get the one that you want, but just give it a try. You know, you got to support Carol so she can go into her retirement a happy lady. So I have a couple more here. I have one from Sassy Girl. This is owned by Julie G from Tomah, Wisconsin. This is October Kiss. October Kiss has had a little bit of conversation going in the group the last couple of weeks. I think because of the type of notes that are in here and it's seasonal and such. This is pumpkin pecan waffles, butter brickle, and zucchini bread. Right up my alley. Bang, bang, bang. I love all three of those oils. Butter brickle can be a little, butter brickle can be a little too much for some noses. It can be a little strong. It's very toffee-like to me. It's very sweet-like. So it's good blended with another heavy bakery, in my opinion. I don't use butter brickle all that much. I think I have a custom from L3 with butter brickle. I can't remember. Maybe I thought about it. It might be on my idea. My idea. I have a draft email of blend ideas that I just, you know, sometimes I dream of blends. I know. I dream of numbers and I dream of blends. And I'll wake up and I'll jot it down. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, you know. And butter brickle is one I've played around with a little bit. So I really liked this one. It has the warmth of this zucchini bread. Julie has a really, really, really fabulous zucchini bread oil, in my opinion. It's a little bit of creamy, a little bit of spicy. But her pumpkin pecan waffles, she knows how to blend her pumpkin pecan waffles blends, man. She really does. And adding that little bit of butter brickle in there to give a little bit of extra sweetness to this blend, I really liked this one. I would buy this again. I haven't seen it offered yet, but maybe I just haven't seen it. You know, she's been having pre-order every weekend and just knocking them out of the park left and right. Just offering every week is just, it's irresistible, and you know, she knows what she's doing. So this is one I would buy again. Absolutely. And I have 3 more here from another one of my favorite vendors. This is Teddy Bees. Teddy Bees is owned by Tiffany Smith from Houston, Texas. Teddy Bees just closed their biggest pre-order to date. Congratulations to Tiffany and her team. I know a lot of us have participated in that pre-order. Yours truly did, of course. And that was a really, really beautiful list. If you guys watched the live that I participated in, there was a panel of 7 of us, along with Martha and Stephanie and April Lee and Christine and Summer. And there's one more person there. Martha. Is there one more person in there? We had a panel the Friday that the Teddy Bees live opened, where we talked about Teddy Bees blends and went down the list one by one. If you guys watched that, you know, we had a really fun time doing that. We are going to be doing something similar to that for other pre-orders coming in the, you know, big ones, not necessarily L3s or Sassy Girls where there's one every week or there's sales consistently. It's more the ones that don't really have an opening all that much. So think like Dessa and Teddy Bees, and you know, we haven't really talked about our next one, but we do have plans to have another one in the future. So if you did watch that, I know most of us who were on that video have uploaded it to our channels to watch the live stream. It's 2.5 hours long. You know, the last half hour is just us talking about random stuff. But the first 2 hours, we go down the list one by one. So however Tiffany had the list posted on her website, you know, for her final scent list, is how we broke those down in our video. So that being said, Miss Tiffany, I love Teddy Bees. I do. And I will say that there have been some blends that really haven't captured me like other ones have. But that just comes with wax in general. I mean, not every blend, what's good for me is not going to be good for you, and vice versa. It's just the name of the game. So if you go into melting wax, or you go into buying a new vendor, or you go into any vendor, and you just have to know not everything's going to be spectacular. That kind of will, you know, make it so, oh, I'm not getting the same performance as so-and-so. What's wrong with my warmers, or what's wrong with my home? It just might not work for you and your environment such, because there's so many factors that affect throw and, you know, warmer placement, vents in your home, drafts, humidity, lack of or too much, temperature outside, temperature inside. You know, I know some blends of all vendors, some of them work better for me in the wintertime than they do in the summer, and vice versa. It's all a big chemistry, a beautiful, just a beautiful thing. So my first one that was a standout for August is Cinnamon Toast and Coffee Bean a la Mode. I like my coffee. This one I haven't seen offered since I purchased this last year. This was my very first pre-order with Tiffany. March of 22. So the early winter, her first opening of 2022 has been, that was my first time buying on my own from Teddy Bees. This is brown sugar, cinnamon, buttery pastry dough, vanilla buttercream. That's the Cinnamon Toast. I actually have a bag of Cinnamon Toast that I have in my melting tote that I am blending with a lot of other things that I'm melting, just to give that little extra kick of cinnamon sugar with a little bit of bakery. And the Coffee Bean a la Mode part is coffee bean ice cream, vanilla waffle cone, whipped cream, and caramel. I mean, that's right up my lane. I love that. Sometimes caramel can be a little bit too heavy for a lot of noses, but in this blend here, it's done very tastefully because you have that coffee and you have that Cinnamon Toast to kind of offset the heaviness of the caramel. I loved this. I wish I would have had this in a larger size. You know, for a long time, I purchased only soufflés from Tiffany. And, you know, now I do purchase mostly soufflés because I want to try all the different scents and then have anxiety for 2 hours doing the ready to ship before and after and during, I should say. But now I am buying tubs of those oils. Now that I'm a full 1.5 years into Tiffany's business, I know what some of her oils smells like. I know what some of her blends smells like. And I know if they're ones I'm going to want to buy in a larger size or not right out of the gate. So this next pre-order that she's working on now, I have quite a bit of tubs. So this one here, I would even say I would buy this in a loaf because I'm not buying loaves unless it's a scent that I absolutely cannot be without, or it's a blender or a staple like zucchini bread, coffee, what's another one a lot of people use all the time? Sugar Cookie Royale, you know, just something like that can go with everything. I loved this. This spectacular. The next one I want to talk about is Milk Cookies and Blueberry Cobbler. This is a great one. So Milk and Cookies is another one of her staples that she has blended with so many different things. Milk and Cookies is creamy vanilla, powdered sugar, sweet milk, and buttery cookie dough. It is phenomenal on its own. I have a tub and I think I have one more. Maybe I have 2 souffles of milk and cookies with eggnog, which I think was on. No, she didn't do milk and cookies with eggnog. She did Witches Be Crazy with eggnog, which, you know, I love Witches Be Crazy. Milk cookies is fantastic on its own, but you can blend it with anything and it's going to be wonderful. I loved the blueberry cobbler. Her blueberry cobbler is warm and bubbly. It's like a blueberry compote or blueberry syrup where it's nice and thick and heavy and it's satisfying, and it's blueberry madness. I loved this one. Milk and cookies in my home is strong. I know I've seen some of you comment throughout the last few months or even the last year that milk and cookies is just so, but you know, just play around with the amount of Teddy Bees that you have in your warmer dish. I mean, less is more, and you know, depending on the size of your warmer, the heat of your warmer, and all that stuff goes into, just like the other things I talked about a little bit earlier. This is a great one. If you haven't tried milk and cookies, don't let the sugar milk scare you. It's not sour. And my last one, this is one that has captured me right from the very beginning. This is Plum and Peppercorns. And she actually had a blend that had this plum and peppercorn base. I don't remember the name of it. It was one of her new ones, and of course I bought a tub because I recognized the base as plum and peppercorns, and I knew that this one was my absolute favorite along with Midnight Rosewood from the pre-order, not this past one, but the one that was oh man, the one that we received, not this last one we received, the one before. So this is Sweet Plum, Saffron, and Black Peppercorns. Now, I know a lot of people may not like this combination, and that's okay. You know, there's something for everybody in the wax world. I have a nose that likes a little bit of everything, and that's good and bad. Good in the fact that I always have a variety, and I feel that I can really give a good opinion on how a scent is and describe it to you guys. Just because I do have that option in my home, I have a lot of different scent categories to choose from. But it's bad because I want to buy everything, and I don't discriminate against any blend most of the time. So that's what makes it bad. But this one here, you have to like saffron. Saffron is an extremely expensive spice. It's used in cooking, and I believe saffron, well, maybe not. I don't remember what plant saffron comes from. I was getting ready to say vanilla, but no, that's orchids. Vanilla comes from orchids. I'm pretty sure vanilla comes from orchids. I think so. It's late, so I might be getting confused. But saffron comes from a plant, and it's harvested only a few times a year. It's very, very expensive. But blend it with plum. Plum is one of my favorite fruits in wax. It's not used enough. Plum, you can make plum into bakery, you can make plum into earthy, you can just melt plum alone for fruit. Peppercorn, it's not spicy pepper like you're cooking with it and makes you sneeze. It's done extremely tastefully. I don't know if this is a single oil or a blend. I don't know that. But this is done extremely tastefully. This is one that is different, one that I haven't been able to find in any other vendor, and that's what I like. I like that Tiffany is an amazing blender. She's not afraid to take chances, and she puts these beautiful masterpieces together, and it gives me something that I can't get anywhere else. I can get strawberry pound cake and zucchini bread and cookies at any vendor. I can't necessarily get something like this. So that's why I respect and appreciate Teddy Bees, because she really has something for everybody. So those are my August melts of the month. So stay tuned at the end of this month, beginning of October, for my September melts of the month. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for stopping by. If this is a return visit to my channel, I sometimes don't say that, but thank you so much for your support, and thank you for continuing to watch my content. So if you haven't already, please subscribe and like my videos and hit the bell for notifications when I upload. I hardly ever say that, but you know, maybe I should every now and again. So thanks so much, everybody. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you soon.